This is a video on division of decimals. So the first thing I'm going to want you to do is turn your line paper sideways. I don't draw 6 boxes when I start this unit because sometimes you need more space to go down in your long division. So I usually separate it into 3. So when we're dividing decimals, it's really simple. For instance, if I have this problem 5 and 68/100 divided by 4, your decimal is going to shoot straight up and sit right above where it is in the dividend. So your quotient, your answer, is going to have a decimal just above there. And then you're just going to do regular long division. 4 will go into 5 one time. 4 times 4 is 16. And you're just going to bring down the 8. And this divides evenly, so there's nothing left over. Now, I'm going to show you something in a second that you're going to have to do when there's a remainder here. From now on, there are no remainders in long division. Your days of putting R whatever out to the side are gone. We don't do remainders when we get to long division. So I'm going to show you what that's going to look like. So let's say I do 45 and 8/10 divided by 4. The decimal is just going to go right here above where it is. 1 times 4 is 4. Bring down the 5. 5 divided by 4. I can do it one time. 4 times 4 is 16. And now I have this leftover 2. You cannot just put it up here at the top. You have to actually add a 0 and bring down this 0. And now I'm doing 20 divided by 4, which is 5. Your problems in 5th grade shouldn't go past the hundredths place. Every once in a while I see the thousandths place, but if you keep having to add zeros and go on and on and on, that means that you've got a problem. Also, when we're doing these problems, we need to learn to estimate before we divide. If you have a word problem that says estimate or about, approximately, all these key words that are going to tell you to round, you'll notice in the problems they don't tell you what place value to round to. You're just going to round it to the nearest dollar or the ones place. So this, for example, 45 and 8/10 divided by 4. I know that 44 divided by 4 equals 11. So I can make sure that my answer makes sense. Sometimes people will have the decimal in the wrong spot. So if you estimate before, then you'll know you have something that's close. I'm going to show you one more. I'm going to do 32 and 6/10 divided by 4. I know that 32 divided by 4 is 8, so I'm going to have 8 and something here. I subtract. 4 will go into 6 one time. And now we have this left over. It is not a remainder because we're going to put this 0 here and drop down the 0 and do 20 divided by 4 is 5. And you're just going to extend the top of your division house. So when you're doing these, be very careful about lining things up. Sometimes it will divide evenly and you won't need to do anything different. we're not going to start off with 2-digit divisors. We're going to start off with 1-digit divisors. But if you did have a 2-digit divisor, it is just like what we did a couple months ago when we started long division. I have 4 and 32 hundredths divided by 12. 12 can't go into 4, so I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 there. 12 will go into 43. Three times 12 is 36. I have 72 here. So 12 into 72. 6 times 12 is 72. And with this one, I didn't need to add a 0. I just was done in one shot. So when you're doing these, you're going to have to come out and do your guesstimates over here on the side. Hero is working with 12s, and 12s are easy. But if you have a division problem where you're dividing by 42 or 14, remember to put your guesstimates down in a corner, and that way you have that to help you solve your division problem. I hope that helps.